see the elbow, wrist and hand. But you know, the point is never to forget that the vascular system and the nervous system is coming of cervical spine, thoracic inlet, behind the clavicle, what we have done before on the first rib. So we must do something first to open the thoracic inlet in order to free the subclavian artery, the brachial plexus. If we take this example of a tennis elbow, the lateral part of the elbow, many people have that kind of problem. If you do something very symptomatic, locally, you will fail. And I said because I failed myself before. The problem, remember, a pain is always carried by a nerve. The nervous system is so important to release that if you don't work on the peripheral nerve, you will not have some results. You must also look at the cervical spine. If you have a little compression between the disc and the foramen, your nervous system will be irritated, and also after this irritation will go down distally and will give you some problem with the elbow, the wrist or the hand. It's very, very frequent that we have that kind of problem. After you follow the different nerve, we have seen behind axillary nerve, we have seen the medial nerve, ulnar nerve, and we come to the joint. Most of the time, the people, they come to see us because they have some pain. There is two kinds of pain on the elbow, very often. Tennis elbow on the lateral part, golf elbow on the medial part. And this pain is connected also with the muscles which are attached. And it's very important to check the insertion of the muscle on the bone, because very often if you see an X-ray after a certain time, there is a part of the bone which is swollen, and it's a kind of periosteoitis. And if you don't release the periosteum, you will have always this problem. So we must treat the muscle, the tendon, which always the fingers against the bone, ulnar or radius. After we check the radial head, because we have the annular ligament, which is connected with the collateral ligament, and also we will see that we have the interosseous membrane, which is between the radius and the ulna, very tight in that kind of problem. We go down, and after we have the famous carpal tunnel syndrome. If you check, it's more ladies than men. For the men, for instance, it's a body worker, physical worker, which used to use their hand when they work. But for the women, not. It's very connected with some hormonal disbalance, and it seems that it's more a lack of progesterone which can give this tension on the carpal tunnel. The carpal tunnel is made by fascia, by muscle, and can be fibrous, and little by little, when it's fibrous, it squeezes the median nerve. It's the biggest nerve of the forearm and the hand. So the point for us is to release the tunnel, and after to work on the nerve itself. And we'll see that it's interesting because very often in working on the nerve at the level of the forearm, we release the pressure. There is a pressure inside also the tunnel. And this pressure is connected with the fascia, the muscle, and the nervous system, without forgetting the arteries. Because if you have a compression of the nerve, we have a compression of the radial arteries or the ulnar arteries, which is so important at this level. Very often people, they fall on the hand when they fall forward, and there is a mechanical tension coming from the hand, the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder, the first rib. Be careful not to forget the first rib, because a first rib fixation will give you a tension on the brachial plexus. And you can do what you want distally, you will never be successful because this first rib is fixed. and it's interesting to release. One of the first things to do is to release the thoracic inlet as we have done before.